This is TY back with another video, and today I want to talk about a few topics today. I want to talk about the Ryan Garcia Devin Haney fight. I want to talk about Tank and Frank Martin happening in June, and also I think David Benavidez is going to be fighting on the undercard of the Tank Davis Frank Martin, and I believe there's another fight. I forgot what other fight that's supposed to be on there. I think it's Rayo and De Los Santos. I think that's also going to be on there as well. With the Ryan Garcia Devin Haney fight, I'm definitely excited for the fight. Obviously, there's been a lot of stuff going on with Ryan Garcia. So many things that it's hard to really name at this point. I just really don't even know. It's just a lot going on with Ryan, obviously mentally, and don't know if he's, it seems like he's just trying to do everything he can to get himself out of the fight. Obviously, there is Arnold Barbosa that's willing to, step in if Ryan does decide to pull out of the fight. But I hope that Ryan does still, stick with it and still, makes it to the fight April 20th. It definitely has a lot of people concerned about whether or not this fight's going to happen or not. Is Ryan going to be there? Is he going to show up? But I definitely have Devin Haney beating Ryan Garcia. I think that Devin I think he could beat Ryan by decision, but I would not be surprised if he beats Ryan by stoppage, or if Ryan quits on the stool or retires on the stool or something like that. But I wouldn't be surprised at all. So definitely can't wait. That fight's April 20th. Definitely can't wait for that fight. Obviously, there was a post that Gervonta Tank Davis had put in June, and I think there's a possibility that the fight could be in Texas. I want to say, I'm not sure where it's going to be in Texas, but I think it's going to be in Texas. Who knows? It could be in Houston. It could be in Dallas. If I had to guess, I would probably assume it probably would be in Dallas. Being in the AT&T Stadium where it could probably sell out. Tank possibly could be fighting Frank Martin. So that definitely is a good fight. It's definitely not the fight that we've asked for. I definitely want to see Tank fight names like Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez, somebody like that, or even Lomachenko still, But this is a solid fight if he is fighting Frank Martin. To me, I have the fight. I don't know. It's tough for me to say. I mean, I'm a Tank fan and I'm a Frank Martin fan, so it's a 50-50 fight for me. I'm torn, so I don't know. It's really hard for me to say who I want to win this fight. Obviously, it would be interesting if Frank Martin wins, because I know that if Frank Martin wins, he's going to want all the smoke with anybody, And I know that if Tank wins, I don't know. It seems like it's going to still be the same shenanigans that it's been for the last several years. But I just hope for a good fight. And I just definitely want to give Frank Martin a congratulations if he does have this fight, because this is a big fight for him, a huge opportunity for him as well. So big opportunity for him. Also, I wanted to touch base on, David Benavidez calling out Canelo, because Canelo recently just said that, what does David Benavidez bring to the table? And, he would have to fight David Benavidez if it was for $200 million, which is crazy. And I think that's, ridiculous of Canelo. Canelo should just, be a man and just fight David Benavidez. Obviously, it's a fight that everybody's asking for. It's probably the most demanding fight alongside with Devin Haney and Tank Davis. So I definitely would like to see David Benavidez and Canelo, fight at 168 pounds for undisputed. David Benavidez has been, calling out, Canelo for a long time. So I really do hope that, Canelo finds a way to, after this fight with Jaime Muguid, that he finds a way to fight David Benavidez sometime later this year. But, you know how Canelo is, what he does. So, He's going to keep playing games and probably rehydrate, David Benavidez and make him, suck all the way back down to 168 or some sort of catch weight. But I think this, there needs to be some sort of demand from the from the fans. Obviously Canelo fans are going to sit up here and say, why does he have to fight David Benavidez? What is David Benavidez, what has he done? But it's like, bruh, let's not play that game, because we could say the same for all the last few opponents that Canelo has fought. What have they brought that they deserve the shot at Canelo? So I do think that there needs to be some sort of, demand for this fight between David Benavidez and Canelo. So, hopefully that fight gets made. But, it seems like there's a few fights that are, coming around, around so far this year. And then also you have, Keith Thurman pulling out, with his injury against Tim Tszyu. So now Tim Tszyu will be fighting Sebastian Fundora instead of Keith Thurman. And my take on that, I think that it's time for Keith Thurman to retire. Keith Thurman's been injured way too much. He's always injured or he's got these crazy amount of layoffs, man. I mean, he'd be out of the ring for 3-4 years and finally gets back in the ring. And I think that's just way too long, So I think it's time for Keith Thurman to retire. He's had a good career. He was a unified welterweight champion, but he's definitely left a lot of his career, on the table due to layoffs, injuries, and ducking, certain fighters like Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, even Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? So he's definitely left a lot to be desired. That's what I want to say, a lot to be desired. And he's left a lot but he's definitely left a lot on the table with a lot of the fights that he could have had. Had he had fought guys like, Kell Brook or, Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford and, guys like that. Heck, there was even talk about him fighting, Tank Davis. So, I mean, if those fights would have came into fruition, what if? You know what I mean? What if is basically for Keith Thurman. It's a sad situation, for him. And also, even him fighting Boots, it's just sad because he's just left a lot out there for himself that he could have made a lot of big fights for himself, and he could have made a lot more money and he could have had a lot more legacy-defining career had he just fought some of these guys. I mean, he definitely would have been a warrior. He would have been a guy that would have been well-respected because he would have fought everybody and even some of the top guys that's of today. So, I don't understand why, I don't get it, but I think it's time for Keith Thurman to retire or maybe get one last payday. But I think if he's going to fight somebody, I think the person that he probably needs to fight is probably Boots. I think that should be, if they give him enough money to fight Boots, he should fight him and go out on his shield on that. But comment, shout out to the whole entire LDBC. Shout out to everybody that has supported me. Like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think of the video and let me know what you guys think about these fights. Again, comment, subscribe, and like the video. Peace.